सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhritarashtra ji asked a question. कोसौ नियुक्ते तमजं पुराणं च इदं सर्वम् अनुक्रमेण किं वास्य कार्यम् अथवा सुखं च तन्मे विद्वन् ब्रूहि सर्वं यथावत्. He said, if the Supreme Self is one without a second and there is only one reality, wherefrom so many souls have come out? So, what is that because of which these so many beings are born, although the truth is one? And what is the purpose? Why they are created so many? And if the truth is bliss, how come the souls are miserable? What is the reason behind it? Kindly tell me. Yesterday we have seen this was the question. Now, Sanat Kumarji tells, Dosho Mahanatra Vibheda Yoge Yanadi Yogena Bhavanti Nityaha Tathasya Nadhikyam Apaiti Kinchit Anadi Yogena Bhavanti Pumsaha. Pumsaha, the absolute reality, is always one, but it appears as if it has become many. Dosho Mahanatra Vibheda Yoge. The multiplicity is experience appearing because of what? Anadi Yogena. Because of Anadi Maya. Maya is a conditioning. Because of the conditioning, one appears many. So when it is said one appears many, it doesn't mean it becomes many. See the common example which I am repeating, at least one day it should click us. One man becomes the son, the husband, the father. Has he become many? He is only one. And who is miserable? These three guys who are nowhere. So you can help somebody, you can improve the painting by putting the brush here and there. Can you improve the reflection of the painting in the water? You cannot. Therefore, Dosho Mahanatra Vibheda Yoge, the differences appear, but they are taken as real. And therefore, one appears to have become many, tathapi na adhikyam upaiti. But because of that, the one has not become many. Therefore, Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita explains this theme of Jiva. If you remember yesterday I told you, we have to have clear understanding of what we call the Tatparya Nirnay or moral of the story. What is the moral of the story? You must have heard, read or taught to your children the stories from Hitopadesh. There was a fox and there was a crow. And it so happened that the fox invited the crow for a drink. And the crow was very happy, he went there. So what the fox did, being a fox, he gave the drink in a flat saucer which is hardly having any depth. Take. Now the crow cannot drink from there. So he was struggling to drink, turning his head, whether he can take something, he could not. And the fox, a cunning fellow, was laughing. Then after that was over, then the crow said, "Sir, thank you so much for the great hospitality, and I also invite you to my house." So he invited. Then the crow offered the drink in a test tube. So the crow was enjoying, and the fox was looking how to drink, how to drink. So when this story is told, so a question was asked, but how come the crow talked to the fox, and how come the fox understood the language of the crow? If this question comes, it is your prarabdha that you are coming across such Mahatmas. So what is the moral of the story? Similarly, creation is spoken of, Jiva is spoken of, spiritual life is spoken of, God realization is spoken of. What is the moral of the story? Is it that we have to become divine? Is it that we are a Jiva? Is it that this world is real? Is it that spirituality means torturing yourself? Think. So what is the moral of the story? So here also in the 15th chapter, Bhagavan talks about this topic. He says, see, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha Manashashtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati Shariram Yadavapnoti Yachapyut Kramati Shvaraha Gruhitvaitani Sanyati Vayurgandhani Vashayat Shrotram Chakshusparchanancha Rasanam Granamivacha Adhishthaya Manishchayam Vishayan Upasevate. Now, Utkramantam Sthitam Vapi Bhunjanam Va Gunanvitam Vimudha Nanupashanti. Fools will never understand this. Pashanti Jnana Chakshusha. Those who have opened their eye of wisdom, they only can understand this. What was the story? A fraction of me has become Jiva. See? Mamai Vansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. And then Manashashtani Indriyani, the five sense organs and the mind together, he is enjoying and suffering the worldly objects. Then he goes from one body to another body. See? And how does he go? He carries with him all the sense organs, etc. Vayurgandhani Vashayat, like when the air flows on the good, say, on a garden, a fragrance is carried. When the air flows on a filth, the filthy smell is carried. In the same manner, this Jiva, he goes from one body to another body, carrying with him all the faculties. And then, Utkramantam Sitam Vapi Bhunjanam Va Gunanvitam. So when he leaves the body, when he is in the body, when he is going through the various good and bad experiences, he does all that. So the whole story is told beautifully. Then Bhagavan Panchars. He says, the meaning of this story, Vimudha Nanu Pashtanti. Fools cannot understand this story. So what is the meaning of this story? The meaning of the story is, first, what is Paramatma infinite? One. Without beginning, without end, without modification. Yes. that which is infinite, can we have fractions of the infinite? Mathematics, infinite plus minus anything continues to infinite. Infinite plus infinite is equal to 2 infinite? No. Then, earlier, many of you may not be knowing, earlier the 1 rupee used to be 64 paisa. And there used to be two type of paisa. One was a dabbu, solid. Second was with a hole. But now India is progressing. So 1 rupee became 100 naya paisa. That is why the naya paisa word has come. Earlier it was old, now it is new. So 1 rupee was earlier divided into 64. Now the same rupee is divided into 100. So these are only imaginary fractions. See, in infinite, fractions are imaginary. The north, east, west, south, are they real? They are the space only, but they are imagined. How they are imagined? With reference to the sunrise. Now, this example, your example. One man, on him, fractions are imagined. With father, he is called as son. With wife, he is called as husband. With son, he is called as father. Imagine fractions. Now, vimudha nanu pashanti. Fools imagine they are really son, they are really husband, and they are really the father, and suffer. So who is suffering? These three guys are suffering. The son is suffering, the husband is suffering, and the father is suffering. What can you do to them? See? What will be the simple spiritual practice? Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. Whatever role we have to play in life, play your role perfectly well, but don't get entangled in them. The day you will recognize this principle, that we are all miserable and the miserable entity doesn't exist. That is all. There cannot be simpler spiritual practice than this. Don't take life too seriously. Therefore, dosho mahanatra vibheda yoge anadi yoge ne bhavanti nitya tatasya nadikyam upaiti. Because of this conditioning, like one man has not become many, nothing is added to him, and when the father dies, nothing happens to the son. When the wife dies, nothing happens to the husband. When the son dies, nothing happens to the father. Because they don't exist. Therefore, how this world is created? Are Baba, if you take this world as real, then your question is valid. Is this world real? Where is the dream world that we have gone through? Where is the waking world when we are in sleep? It can go, it can be improved, it can be destroyed, it can be changed only if it exists. Friends, the more we understand this principle, we are walking the spiritual path. Now, in this again, our Dhritarashtra Maharaj asked a question. Yasmad dharmana charanti ha kechit tatha adharman kechit iha acharanti dharmaha papena pratihanyate va utahu dharmam pratihanti papam. Now, these various jivas, they are of two types. Some of the jivas or the persons, they follow the path of dharma, righteousness. And others are following the path of adharma, unrighteousness. This is the situation. So the question is, do the sins defeat the dharma and do the dharma defeats the sin? This is the question. Now one example will make it clear. This is just an example. I was awarded Bharat Ratna and I am busy here. I cannot go to receive it. So I tell this Krishna, Krishna, kindly go and take it on my behalf. He will be very happy. Okay, I will. And receive it and comes back. Otherwise, where do I get chance to do that? Then they discover, this is just a story. Then they discover that I am a criminal and killed many people. Therefore, they award me another award. He will be hanged to death. Again I say, hey, I am very busy. Krishna, go and see, friends, the merit or the good things can be shared. The punya, the merit can be shared. But the sins you have to go through. Therefore, the word in Sanskrit is agham. Agham means na hanyate bhogam vina iti agham. That which cannot be compromised. You have to go through. So this was his question. When somebody does something good, will his misery, the wrong thing will be cancelled? Now in reply to this, Sanat Kumarji says, Tasmin sthito vapyu ubhayam hi nityam jnanena vidyan pratihanti siddham yathanyatha punyam upaiti dehi tathagatam papam upaiti siddham. He tells, Tasmin sthito api ubhayam hi nityam jnanena vidwan pratihanti siddham. The wise man, he destroys both sin and merit on the strength of knowledge and wisdom. See? It is a very subtle point. Be very subtle to understand and capture it. Both sin and merits are happening when I consider myself to be a jiva, a doer. In the waking experience, when I am doing charity, I have given so much of donation, merit. Then in the same waking experience, I have just killed one person, sin. But the same thing happens in the dream. Giving some benefit to somebody and destroying somebody. Now, when this dreamer is out of the dream, will he get the impact of sin and merit? No. See, exactly the same way, wise man is the one who does not claim doership. Neither he is doing good to anybody, nor he is doing bad to anybody. Because in him there is no doer. Then how the things are happening? Jo thari raha hai, so mari raha hai. Hari ichha. I am not doing anything. See how important it is to understand. Friends, everything in this world is in twins. There is nothing single except Bhagavan. There cannot be absolute sin. There cannot be absolute merit. Because both of them are associated with the doership. And doership is an illusion. It is not real. Before independence, during the British rule, blowing a train or blowing a railway bridge was considered as an act of patriotism. Is it not? Now the same thing is done now. It is considered as an act of terrorism. See the difference? Therefore, sin and merit, they are associated as long as the I is prominent. But the wise man, tasmin sthito va ubhayam hi nityam jnanena vidvan pratihanti siddham. The wise man is not at all influenced by sin or merit. Tatha anyatha punya upaiti dehi. See? But the other person, that is the ignorant person. See, what he does, he is influenced by the sinful acts and benefited by the meritorious act. Because he is still there. I have done something good. I have done something bad. Now be attentive. What is the locus of the impact of sin or merit? This has to be clear. When I do something good, where is the impact? Impact is on my mind. I feel good. See, that person was very hungry. And when I saw him, I was feeling very bad. And anyway, some food was going waste. So I gave. So I feel very good. That is the meaning of merit. Feeling good about it. And then I saw that person, he was feeling hungry. And I gave him the leftover. And because of that, he died. Oh God. See? Both of them have the impact on your mind. Therefore, I told you, one lady wrote me this. Swamiji, I've been doing this japa for years together. Now I don't feel like doing it. What should I do? Please tell me. I said, stop it. No need to do it. And keep your attention on the quality of your mind. Are you feeling guilty that you stopped? Are you afraid I should not have stopped? Then you are going the wrong way. Friends, please remember, these things get dropped automatically. You may be doing japa, japa, japa. Like when the fruit ripens on the tree, after it is ripened, it naturally detaches. That is not a sin. But if you are dropping it, I am bored, I can't do it, then it will be the sin. Because you are reacting. Let it happen. And it can happen only when the purpose of the japa is over. Therefore, when the sins and merits are in this world, they are meant for tathagatam papam upaiti siddham. So you do good job, you get feeling good, you get the merit and the sins respectively. Now continuing further, upaiti siddham. येषां धर्मेषु विस्पर्धा बले बलवतामिव ते ब्राह्मणा इतप्रेत्य स्वर्गे यान्ति प्रकाशताम्. येषां धर्मेषु विस्पर्धा बले बलवतामिव. What a beautiful example. You must have seen those, wrestlers fighting with each other. They will be all the time trying to prove, I am more powerful than you. Bale balavatamiva. Exactly the same way. Yesham dharmeshu vispardha. Do you donate anything to somebody? Yes, I donate. How much you donate? I give maybe about 1 million rupees. Only 1 million? I have given $1 million, not rupees. Okay, I'll give more. There also spardha. Spardha is competition. Holier than thou. Superior than thou. So, yesham dharmeshu vispardha bale balamatam te brahmana ita pretya swarge yanti prakashatam. Such people, those who are obsessed with doing good to the world, they go to the heaven. After going in the heaven, there also there is slum. Those who have donated, done good thing, but very little, they go to the slum. Those who have done little better, they go to the apartments. And those who have done more and more, they get nice bungalows. And those who are really one, they get the whole island at their disposal. See, friends, heaven is not a place. Heaven is a fear-free experience. Fear regarding the body, old age and death. Fear regarding the prana, hunger and thirst. Fear regarding the mind, delusion and grief. When these 6 fears are completely erased, we are experiencing heaven. Heaven is not a location where you can GPS and go. No. So, te brahmana ita pretya swarge yanti prakashatam. So, such people who are doing righteous things, they go to the heaven. But the problem with them is what? They are still holding on to the I. I have done something better than you. Yesham dharme nacha spardha, tesham tas jnana sadhanam, te brahmana ito mukta swarge yanti trivishtapam. But yesham dharme nacha spardha. Please be attentive. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. This is one of the most important and difficult things to practice. This is what you see in most of the, because we are in this field, I will talk only about it. You go to any institution, any ashram, there it is the competition among the devotees. See? Since how long you know Maharaj? I know him for last 10 years. Hey, 10 years. I know him for 20 years. Sparda. See? Then I am closer and you are distant. Inner circle, outer circle, out of circle. What are you trying to prove? You observe this everywhere in this world. It is for this purpose. I suffered because of that long back. From that time onward, I don't allow anybody to hang around me. It's the only reason. There the competition, you have come here for the study and the truth, not to prove anything to anybody. Please remember, if we are walking spiritual path, we don't have to prove holier than thou. Because what is the spiritual evolution? You do not become extraordinary. You are most ordinary. See? Yeshan dharme nacha spardha. Therefore, those who are not trying to prove something holier than thou, etc., tesham taj jnanam sadhanam. For such people, knowledge is the path. Now they are not struggling all the time. I want to do this, I want to do that. Therefore, social work is not spiritual life. And what is social work? They give the donation to get the ATG. Like we have got Parle-G biscuit. So you give the donation and you get ATG. What the ATG does? Saves money from the tax. So that giving the donation is an investment so that you can earn out of it. To whom are we cheating? And then we have that notion, I have done this thing, I have done that thing. Therefore, esham dharme nacha spardha, tesham tajnana sadhanam. For them only the knowledge is the means. They don't want to prove anything to anybody. Te brahmana ito muktaha. They are already liberated here. Because they don't want to prove anything to anybody. Friends, this is the highest spiritual practice. We don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. Are you at peace with yourself? Enough. We suffer, I tell you, only because of ourselves, not because of others. I think somebody shared me one very nice clip, a small, maybe about 10 seconds or 15 seconds clip of a child. The child has caught hold of his or her hair, a small child, maybe about 2 months or 1 month, caught hold of his own hair and pulling it and crying. So the mother comes and relieves his own hand from his own hair and he is. What does it mean? We are 100% responsible for our own miseries. Nobody is responsible. But then we blame others. Nobody can help us. The spiritual path is by the one, to the one, all alone, without becoming lonely. And therefore, do not justify that I am miserable. Do not justify I am unfortunate. No. So, te brahmana ita muktaha. Such wise people are already liberated. Swarge yanti, swargam yanti trivishtapam. So they attain the trivishtap, swarga. They are living in this world and yet they are leading a divine heavenly life. Tasya samyak samacharam ahurveda vido janaha nainam mannet bhuyishtam bhayyabhyantaram janam. Now such wise people, tesham samacharaha, their conduct in this world is such that even their nears and dears, they don't understand or even know that he is divine. Because he is so simple. He doesn't try to prove something to somebody. See, friends, the moment we become extraordinary than others, we are on the wrong path. Be simple. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. Friends, about this also, among the Babaji's, Mahatmaji's, I'll tell you something. This happened in our Mumbai Prempuri Ashram, quite number of years before. That Prempuri Ashram is a multiplex, spiritual multiplex, 5-6 stories, and in each floor, some satsang is going on. Somewhere Bhagavad, somewhere Ramayana, somewhere Gita, somewhere Upanishad, somewhere homeopathy, somewhere bhajan kirtan, somewhere yoga going on. So my lectures were normally held on the top floor, 5th floor. One day I went there. And after having gone, the watchman told me, Swamiji, today your lectures are on the ground floor. I said, all right. There is nothing to ask why. Because that is not my place. So I was going there to start lecture. The TV, the camera, everything was set. The audience was sitting. And I was just to go and start. That very time, one trustee came. I don't know who was he. He said, Swamiji, why are you going there? I said, to see a movie. No, but your talks are on the 5th floor. I said, yes, but your watchman told me to go there. Who is he? The watchman. See how it becomes a prestige issue. No, you cannot. I will see who can stop you. And then he dismantled everything. Camera you take up there, not here. And the audience was also observing what is happening. That is his prestige issue. I said, okay, we'll go up, no problem. So I took a glass of water. No, drink up there. One doesn't know what one is doing. Then I just went to that next room and I said to watch that person, hey, get me a nice cup of tea. So I had a cup of tea and I was sipping completely comfortable. One person came. He said, Swamiji, what are you doing? I said, it's none of your business. No, 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 no. What are you doing? I said, I'm taking tea. Why you ask unwanted question? No. Why they shifted you? I said, you go and ask them. I don't know. But how come you are not disturbed? You are enjoying tea? I said, you also enjoy. I can get cup of tea for you. No. Then he told. Here only it happened. There was one Mahatma Ji giving talk. Some other Mahatma came and they had no place on the dais. So they requested, sir, we shift your dais, seat little this side so he can also sit there. Now this Mahatma got angry. Keep him there, I am going. And he walked away. He became so angry and all that. And in your case, everything shifted and you are enjoying cup of tea. Don't you feel bad? I said, why should I feel bad? Do you think those who are coming on the ground floor, they were listening, and those who come on the top floor, they will not listen? I know, nobody listens. So I am relaxed. See, friends, if we have this notion that I am doing something good, then you will suffer. This is what is mentioned here. So, tasya samyak samacharam ahur veda vido janaha na enam manyate bhuyishtam. To such great masters, they are not even recognized by the world, even by their nears and dears. See? There was a great master, you may be knowing the name, Yukteswar Giri, who was the guru of Paramahams Yogananda. His mother used to always condemn him. You have become Babaji, doing nothing. Our case is going on in the court for the land and you are not taking care of them. I don't know what kind of people you are. His own mother. See, friends. Because he was so simple, not trying to prove anything to anybody. This is what is called a real spiritual practice. Nainam manneta bhuyishtam bhayabhyantaram janam. Nobody, whether the near and dear or other, they don't recognize his greatness because he is not trying to prove anything to anybody. Therefore, highest spiritual practice is non-specific existence. Specific existence, colors and forms. Non-specific existence, vision. Specific existence, different sense organs. Non-specific existence, mind. Likes and dislikes in the mind, specific. Intellect, I, non-specific, supports both the liking and disliking. Life is non-specific because the I is manifest, unmanifest. Life is not unmanifest, manifest. And ultimately, life versus inert world, Jada Chetan, they are competing each other. But absolute is not competing with anything. When the vision goes to the Vigraha Bhagavan, vision doesn't become pure. When it sees the filth, it doesn't become dirty. Principle is the illuminator does not get influenced by what is illumined. Vision illuminates blue cloth, doesn't become blue. Vision illuminates yellow cloth, doesn't become yellow. In this, we have to do nothing. But all the time, I have to do this, I have to, then do and suffer. Relax. Yatra manneta bhujishtam pravrushev trunodakam annam annapanam cha viprendra tadva jivenna anusanjvaret. Now here it is said, wherever there is plenty of food and water, will see a lot of grass and water grows in the rainy season particularly. The wise man should stay in such a place and sustain his life. Don't go to the Himalayas and torture yourself. In Jnaneshwari, the commentary of Jnaneshwar Maharaj on Bhagavad Gita, in the 6th chapter, he mentions this. Don't go to odd places and torture yourself. See, in Bhagavan Shankaracharya's composition, he says, Agre vanni prishte bhano ratro chubuk samarpita jano. Torturing yourself is not spiritual practice. The most common torturing practiced by most of the people is observing fast. Keep the stomach full and head empty. We do the other way around. Stomach empty and all the time thinking only about food. So when you keep the stomach empty and think about food, where the food is in your head. And what do we achieve by that? See, friend, torturing is not spiritual practice. Don't get carried away by that. Oh, that Mahatma, he never sits down. He is only standing. You can see this thing in this Kumbh Mela you go. In that 2005 Kumbh Mela, when we went, there were some people who also came. I was there for 1 month. So, few Westerners also came and they said, Swamiji, please show us something. We don't understand here. I said, okay. Now, when we are going, on the right side, there is one Babaji with all jata and all that. Don't look at him. First, through your corner of your eye, just see that. As if you are indifferent to them. You can observe that and keep in your mind. We go. Then we will come back and walk along that side. And then you start looking and you will see what it is. And when it happened, he said, wow, Swamiji, you know what happened? When we were indifferent, his hand was down. When we came from that side, his hand was up. Then his disciple, Maharaj Ji has not taken his hand down for last 40 years. What do you want to prove? There is calcification of the joints. What do you want to prove? Spiritual life is not torturing. Don't do that. Therefore, live in a comfortable place and then focus your mind on something higher. And when you seek something higher, lower things will be of no consequences. But when we are that torture oriented, then all the time we are searching more and more ways how to torture. Instead of sleeping comfortably on the bed, no, I sit only on the wooden plank. If it is hot, instead of having the fan and AC, no, I sleep on just below the sun in the scorching heat. What we want to prove and to whom? Lead a normal life. We don't have to become extraordinary. Therefore, where there are things like food, water, etc., there you should go and stay, and then only you can sustain your life. Don't go and torture your life under the disguise of spirituality. Yatra kathayamanasya prayachatya shivam bhayam atiriktamiva kurvan sashreyan netaro janaha. That place, yatra kathayamanasya prayachati shivam bhayam. That society where wise man is absolutely quiet and he is censured or condemned and insulted and never given any respect, one should avoid to go to these places. Don't impose your spirituality on others. They don't like, they don't like. This is what happens many places. The other day, when I went somewhere, one person came and gave me, Swamiji, this is for you. Some picture of some Babaji. And then, this is Prasad. So you take it. Why impose? Another example. Some families, they have gone to Kailash Manas. And when they came with a lot of water from the Manas Sarovar, and they came for my lecture. This happened in Mumbai. The big container of water and small bottles also, about 100 of them. And they say, Swamiji, this is the Kailash we went, and this is from the Manas lake, and therefore you can give it as prasad to everybody. I said, look here. Don't give to me also. I don't want it. And second thing, don't impose your ways on others. You are putting them into doubt. They don't want it. No, but it is holy. It is holy for you, not for me. So this is what happens. Many of us, when we are walking a spiritual path, we want our ways to be adopted by others. In many families it happens. They go to some place and they insist that their people in the home also should do that. They never do that. You live your life, let them live their life. Otherwise, we are going the wrong way. Therefore, atiriktam akurvan sa shreya netaro janaha. Be focus on yourself. Don't get to a place where there is disturbance, people don't like you, don't go. In Shiva Puran, this story comes. Daksha Prajapati did not invite Shivji for whatever reason. And his daughter Sati was the wife of Shivji. So all the devatas were going for that celebration. And she saw everybody is going in their own helicopters. So she told him, let us go. Shivji said, look here, a common sense. Where you are not invited, you should not go. But it is, my father's house and all that. Shivji kept quiet. Never argue, particularly with the wives. He kept quiet. You are always like that. You never like, Shivji was quiet. And she, okay, I'll go. He took her bulldozer. Sitting on the bull is a bulldozer. She went there. And as a result, she was insulted, and in her own Yogagni, she has to kill herself. Don't impose your ways on others. This is what is the spiritual practice. Atiriktam iva kurvan sashreyan na itare janaha. Therefore, go to a place where you can be with yourself without getting disturbed by anybody. Yo va kathayamanasya hyatmanam nanu sanjvaret brahmasvam nopahanyatva tadannam sammatam satam. See. Now, those people who are not mentally torturing and those who do not become an obstacle in spiritual practices, even the food or the people alone should be accepted by us. Be attentive. There was a Mahatma, he was constantly moving, Parivrajak. So he used to go from town to town, village to village, spend there a day or two, and then go ahead. In no place he was staying more than 3 days. That is the rule for the Parivrajak. You should not stay in the same place for more than 3 days. And you should not eat the food from the house or the people who are not pious and who have no criminal earnings should not go there. So this Mahatma went, stayed there, and while going, he lifted his small bag and went away. And those people in their house, they were cleaning the room, and they saw the 8 table piece, the clock on the table was missing. Where it has gone, where it has gone. Naturally, servant might have taken this thing, that thing, all kinds of things. On the third day, again the Mahatma came back. And he said, is there something missing from your house? No, everything is fine. No, there must be something missing. I say, yes, that table piece clock is missing. It is with me. I have stolen it. Take it. And he said, that night, the food that you got for me, where from it came? Such and such person. Who are they? Immediately it was pointed out. Friends, food makes a difference in life. Many people, they are so much hotel oriented, and therefore their thinking is also not pure. On this, there is a story in Upanishad. The student asked the teacher, Sir, this subtle can influence the gross. We understand it. Subtle is the cause, gross is the effect. We understand. But how can gross affect the subtle? You tell, the food affects the man. Food is gross. How can it affect our mind? So the teacher says, you are so intelligent. Nobody asked such an intelligent question so far. The student starts bloating. Can you do one favor for me? Yes. I am not remembering these days. Please chant Purusha Sukta for me. And he chants Purusha Sukta perfectly well. Sahasra Shersha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapa. Perfectly well. He says, so good. I feel so nice now. Anyway, from now onward, you don't get food and water. No food, no water. Okay, sir. So, one day gone, second day gone, third day gone. Then on the fourth day, he says, Beta, come here, how are you? Huh? How are you? How is who? Anyway, that day you chanted Purusha Sukta so well. Can you please chant? Only once I chanted, I got this. Now try. So he has to obey the order of the Guru. And then he started chanting. He could not chant even half a mantra. Sahasra, Sahasra, Sahasrapad, Sahasra Purusha, Sahasra. He could not chant. Guru said, never mind. Go, take little lemon water and don't eat too much. Eat little bit. Okay? Slowly, slowly increase the thing and eat. So he was allowed to eat. After 3 days, he became normal. Again, he was called. He said, don't worry, I am not going to ask you to chant Purusha Sukta. Then, food is gross. How can gross affect the subtle when you did not take the food? Why your mind did not function? See? And therefore, the food has a direct impact on the quality of your mind and the thinking process. It is so important. There are many Mahatmas, they do Swayam Paka. They take only they call it Pakka Rasoi. That means they take only the raw rice, raw vegetables, and oil and whatever they want, and they cook themselves. Because the state of mind of a person cooking the food has impact on the food. It makes a difference. Therefore, here, yo va kathaya manasya atmanam manusanjvaret brahmatva nopahanyatva tadannam sammatam satam. Therefore, only eat that food which is pure and don't go to too many times to all places and eating all kinds of things. It is so important. Continuing further, nityam ajnata charyame iti manneta brahmana jnatinam tu vasan madde naiva vindeta kinchana. The wise man should think like that. Let my spiritual practice remain nityam ajnata charyame. Let my spiritual practice be unknown to anybody. Nobody even should suspect that we are walking the spiritual path. Remain a casual, ordinary person. But then we have to show to others. Do you do meditation? No. I do. Who asked you? Our Mahamantra? Who asked you? Have you gone to Puttaparthi? No, I have gone. Who asked you? See? We try to prove holier than thou. Therefore, Nitya Ajnata Charyame iti manneta brahmana. The sincere seeker of truth should always remind himself that he is so simple and casual, nobody should know about it. But then we want to prove something to somebody. And Jnati Nam tu Vasan Madde. That doesn't mean he's going and staying somewhere in the forest. No. He is living among everybody. See, if you see the life of Lahiri Mahashay, he was living in Varanasi. And he was a great master. If you see his house is there, it is so simple and dilapidated, nothing great about it. But he was staying there and with simple clothes, nothing special. And nobody even will suspect that he is divine, he is so great. Therefore, Jnati Nam tu Vasan Madde Naiva Vindeta Kinchana. Slowly, this will change our life. And for that purpose, spiritual life is not an exhibition or to be shown to others, but spiritual life is to be lived by us within our own heart. Ko hevamantaratmanam brahmano mantumarhati nirlingam achalam shuddham sarvadvandva vivarjitam. What is the self? It is said, the self is that nirlingam, achalam, shuddham, sarvadvandva vivarjitam. The truth, the reality that we are is what? Nirlingam. It cannot be indicated by anything. Tricolor is the linga of India. Shiva linga is the linga of Bhagavan Shiva. This Vigraha is the linga of Lord Krishna. Linga means that which indicates something. So, nirlingam, the truth cannot be indicated because there are no attributes, no color, no form, no shape, no size, no qualities. Therefore, the truth which cannot be indicated, achalam, which cannot be moved, shuddham, which is immaculate and pure, and sarvadvandva vivarjitam, all the respective complementary opposites are totally absent. Now, about such a reality, how can you think about? And if you are really holding on to this attributeless, formless being that you are, you cannot become extraordinary in this world. East is holy, South is unholy. When our attention is not on the space. In the same manner, when our attention is on the world, on our personality, on our achievements, then only we will be trying to prove something to somebody by becoming extraordinary. But here, ko hi evam antaramatmanam brahmana mantumarate. Who can think of Paramatma which is without any attributes, nirlingam, achalam, shuddham, sarvadhan vivarjitam, and therefore Paramatma doesn't become the theme of thoughts. Two things. Number one, listening to silence means not getting influenced by sounds. Thinking of God means not thinking of anything. I have not forgotten, don't worry. See, we are hearing the dog barking, we are hearing the traffic, the birds chirping, everything we are hearing. Are we getting disturbed by that? No. But if we get disturbed by whatever we are hearing, then we are divorced from our divine nature. Similarly, we go through all the experiences, good and bad. But if we do not become experiencer, you are abiding in the truth. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, sukeshu vigataspuraha. When the miseries do not create a miserable personality, and the joy doesn't create an addiction to the joy, such a person's wisdom is steady. Eko va kohi evam antaratmanam brahmana mantumaharati nirlingam achalam shuddham sarvadvandva vivarjitam. All the dvandva and dvaita are completely erased. Yo anyatha santamatmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim to tena krutam papam chorena atma apaharina. This is my most favorite verse. Here it comes. It is so deep and it is so simple. We all the time talk about sin and merit, merit and sin, but what is sin and merit, that we don't understand. The sin is described in our scriptures in many ways. One sin is depending upon what type of samskar we have right from childhood. For example, if you are taking food and if you use your left hand, sin. You have to use only right hand. If you are taking food and somebody gives you food by touching your plate, that food has become impure. Sin. While you are taking food, if a dog is watching at your food, sin. There are so many do's and don'ts. If we don't follow the do's and don'ts, we are committing sin. This is one definition of sin. So these do's and don'ts, like when you are driving the car, if you don't follow the rules, traffic rules, you are committed sin. Now, subtler sin. When you are interacting with the world, if any kind of samskar, impressions are made on your mind, I like, I don't like, it is a sin. This is the definition of sin given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. He says, Anyatha, he says, सुख दुखे समे कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवम पापम अवाप्स्यसि. You shall not attain sin. Naivam papam awaप्स्यसि. When you are functioning in this world, what are the possibilities? Three possibilities. First possibility is we may win or we may be defeated. Jaya Jaya. If we win, we gain. If we are defeated, we lose. Third possibility, if we gain, we are happy. If we lose, we are miserable. Bhagavan says, under these three pairs, victory, defeat, gain, loss, joy and sorrows, and these do not create any impression on your mind. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jayaya tato yuddhaya yujyasva. Then live your life dynamically, but see that you are not gathering any impressions on your mind in the form of these six things. If that is happening, you are not committing sin. See? When something good happens, we become so happy. It is a sin. When something goes wrong, that is the sin. There is no only sin and there is no only merit. They are together. See? Therefore, the first sin is you have to follow the laws of life. Whatever we have to conduct ourselves in life, we have to follow the laws. Then the second thing is, the sin is, what is the status and condition of your mind? Now the third state is this. Yo anyatha santamatmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim tena na krutam papam chorena atma paharina. This is the most important understanding of sin. We'll try to see it in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.